Well, my daily fitters, my name is Jim, and this is your daily brogue for, let's see, 20260124, the 24th of January 2026. So this is actually, well, not today, but you will be watching this on my mother's birthday. And so I will probably not be hanging out, um, you know, watching the stats, but see if anybody actually watches it. Right. So, anyways, this is my birthday. I'm actually doing this kind of late. This is less than a week from the 24th. So um, I made a mistake. I made a mistake during Christmas time, and I loaded up Hades. Um, and so I am working on what do they call those things? I'm working my way through the different things you can get on that game. Um, I forgot what they call those accomplishments on Steam. Those little goals you can get. So, anyways, I've been working on getting a bunch of those. So that's taken all of my gaming time, which is unfortunate because the game is kind of fun, but it's not that good. Um, I only say that because it feels grindy. All right, the telepathy is good. It um, basically counteracts the worst part of the hallucination potion, which is not being able to see what's going on, not knowing what you're fighting. Although that's not a big problem on depth 2. So for depth 2, you basically survive unless you get a really bad seed and you have a bunch of stuff that just shows up out of nowhere, right? You can't have a bunch of guys that have a room full of can have a room full of monsters, right? And so that's going on. The weird things I did is I have that cartoon and on Substack, a comedy of robots. So I guess if you search Substack for a comedy of robots, you can find it. If I remember, I'll put a link in there. Um, well, I had originally, first I thought, I'll put on Substack and I'll have some sort of subscriber tier previews, right? So the way I'm drawing this cartoon is that I am invitation and consideration. Okay. I am drawing the cartoons on a in 3 parts. So comic book page is normally about 11 by 17. The active area, the actual area of the drawing is usually about um, 5 by 15, or 10 by 15, excuse me. And so what I've been doing is I've been drawing on 9 by 11 paper. Okay, there's drawing on 9x11 paper. That 9x11 paper is should I life strength? Okay. The 9x11 paper is large, or 9x12, excuse me. 9x12 paper is large enough that I have good enough margins, an inch on each side, so that I can draw a 5x10 on that thing. Nothing really good. So I can draw. What I found is that I can just toss a pack of paper in my pack of 9x11 paper, Bristol board. So it's the same kind of paper, just less of it. As you would use for, as you would use when you're drawing a comic book. So I then just stitch them together, and I just said, okay, I will not try to get really creative with comic book panels, which is good because, you know, I'm not a professional cartoonist. And then with a pack like that, I can just basically anywhere decide, hey, I've got 5 minutes, I've got 20 minutes or whatever. I can work on this for a little while. I guess let's just make sure there's nothing else down here. Should not be, but it's always a possibility. Well, I will probably do so. So I was going to take these little strips, so those 3 strips that I can do on each, that I can put together to make one full comics page. I was going to just put each one of those strips of usually 1 or 2, usually 2 probably, usually 2, but up to 3. A lot of times 1, sometimes 3 panels. I think maybe more times it should be 3. And just put those up ahead of the bad sword. Right. Well, prep. That was an error. probably. Mhm. I made myself a super jelly. It's probably going to kill me. My defense. Normally that. Is that my super jelly? My defense normally we don't get those. All right. I'm going to use. This is not a good spot. We will find a better spot. Start dicking around with. And that's good leather armor. Good. On depth 6, though. And upper line, right? Identify. Okay. Oh, my dude, just got to get over here. Okay, I might have to go through there. Detect magic. Very likely good, but not good enough. That was not a smart move. Charging in there. And all those enchantments. Yeah. What I was thinking about doing, oh, and there was going to be a. Oh no, that no, that must be this guy's beer. Anyways, so one of the things I was planning on doing. Okay, so this was in there. I shouldn't have tried to try to see what that was. That could really use testing wands is usually not a good idea. So at least not if you don't even know if they're good or bad. But even if you know that they're good, I mean, one of the good ones is a wand of polymorph or some polymorphism, and that could have turned that jelly into, a tentacle horror or something like that, something really bad. So what I was hoping to be able to do, see, I knew these were enchantings. I was hoping to be able to do the get the removed curse. So after I knew that these were all good, I probably should have gone through all of these. I'm not sure what way I would have done that, and I would have gotten the remove curse. Then I could have used the war pike and enchanted it up because it would have been about time to commit. I would have been really, really loath to do that. I don't like doing that, but that is probably what I would have been the best move here. And I would have really hated myself trying to do that, but I would have done it. I hope I would have done it if I would have done things that was the right way. But I should have done some, especially after I found out that I had especially after the detect magic, I should have used that um, information to do that safely. All right, now we do not save.